The majority of people, 99%, are not prepared to go above and beyond to fulfill their dreams. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, goes a proverb among the Marines. Self-control lies at the core of realizing every dream. Even something as basic as eating, and eating is more about your thoughts than it is about your body. Gaining mental control will enable you to make decisions that are best for yourself. We make decisions every day that are not optimal for us. In other words, if the world is attempting to contain you, attacking you, and fighting you, it follows that you will kick yourself in the balls. Thus, you'll put a stop to realizing your dreams. Furthermore, I believe that the term discipline has a negative connotation. We consider it in terms of retribution. That's not what I mean when I talk about discipline. I mean discipline in the sense that you give up short-term gratification in return for long-term dignity. I think the definition of self-love is self-discipline. When you claim you love yourself, you have to act in a certain way toward yourself. That is affectionate. The cornerstone of all material achievement is self-discipline. If you are unable to defeat your thoughts, you will not be able to defeat the outside world. To love oneself is to say to oneself, man, I can tell you and that chick have a genuine bond. I understand your vibe, however, that's the relative of your girl. I can't let you do that because I love you too much. I can't let you eat that pizza because it will make you feel horrible. It's like you're saying to yourself, hey dude, look, I know you want to eat that pizza and it'll be very good, you know. I simply love you too much to allow you to consume that. Self-love is an attitude. I am aware that you have an exam on Monday and that you would like to spend Saturday night out with your friends, but you won't feel good about yourself if you don't pass. I just love you too much to let you go out tonight, you know. Self-love equates to self-discipline. To be happy, you must love yourself, which calls for self-control in your actions. Developing behavioral discipline is the first step toward achieving long-term happiness. We tend to rely our sense of self-worth on the opinions of others, which isn't truly self-worth. Self-esteem refers to our feelings about ourselves, and I was just talking about how dangerous it is to let other people decide how you feel about yourself. It's like staring into a shattered mirror. It's just other people's opinions, but you're going to gaze in a broken mirror and then adjust your makeup to try to appear beautiful in this dirty, broken mirror. There's a rather bad method to figure out our self-esteem. If you are responsible for fixing something that is broken, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. For instance, if someone's father was an abusive drinker, that person is not at fault. But they unquestionably must determine how they will deal with those traumas and attempt to turn them into opportunities for growth. If your spouse cheated on you and destroyed your marriage, it's not your fault. However, you unquestionably must learn how to endure that suffering, get over it, and create a happy life for yourself. Responsibilities and faults don't mix, although it stinks they don't. We want someone to suffer when they are at fault. We desire their punishment. We demand payment from them. We want them to take care of the problem, but that's not how things work, particularly when it involves your heart. You entirely must look after your heart, life, and happiness. As long as we continue to assign blame and argue over who is at fault, we're stuck in victim mode. When you're in victim mode, that's what. You're confined to pain. Accepting responsibility is the first step toward power. You entirely must look after your heart, life, and happiness. You have the power to make someone laugh, smile, and feel good about themselves, but you do not influence whether or not they are happy. Any individual you spend time with ought to be someone who inspires and nurtures you. They fan the flames in you. Take a look at the past 5 texts you sent. Do those individuals extinguish your fire, or are they fanning it? Take a few moments to put down your phone and glance around. Take note of those in your immediate vicinity. Do those folks urinate on your fire, or are they just tossing logs at it? I want my family, my career, and my life. I wanted it to signify something, and it seems that it has. You are wasting your time if you aren't improving someone else's life. One of the most common misconceptions among those who strive for success and have big goals in life is the distinction between ability and skill. You're born with talent. Only after countless hours of practicing your craft can one acquire skill. You never try to construct a wall. It is not your goal to construct a wall. You don't claim that I'm the biggest, worst, most amazing wall ever constructed. That's not where you begin. You promise that I will lay this block as precisely as possible. In the next 10 minutes, I will lay a brick that will not be matched by any other brick laid anywhere in the world. You act in that way every day, and before you know it, you've got a wall. I believe that psychologically this offers me an advantage over many of the individuals I've competed against in many contexts because it's hard to start when you see how large the task is. I can honestly say that my definition of who I am and who I want to become is extremely apparent to me since I firmly believe that I am stronger than I previously believed. This begs the issue, though. If I were Muhammad Ali, how would I respond? I am driven by fear. I detest being afraid to take action. And I believe what emerged during my formative years was the mindset that led me to begin attacking things. I felt afraid. Why did you feel afraid in your bed the previous evening? Why didn't you just stay home because of your fear? Why? 16 hours before you jump, are you afraid in your bed? What is causing your fear in the car? How come you weren't able to enjoy breakfast? Fear is what kind of fear? You're not even close to the aircraft. Everything up until the exit. In actuality, there's no need for alarm. It barely makes your day. You don't have to jump. And suddenly the most delightful experience of your life appears right where you should be scared. God has placed the best things in life on the other side of fear.